Last weekend, I organized my first ever cubing competition. It drew nearly 100 competitors and another 100 spectators, and met all the criteria to qualify as an official event according to the World Cubing Association. It was a fantastic day, and everyone had a lot of fun. But there were three things that really stood out to me that I gained from the process, which I'm about to share with you. But first, let's take a look at some cubing because, well, it's mesmerizing to watch. Believe it or not, I'm actually pretty new to the cubing scene. I only attended my first competition 7 months ago, and if you told me then that I'd be organizing one of these competitions, I would never believe you. I mean, these are complex events with tight schedules, official rules, regulated equipment, but here's the first thing I learned. Being part of a great team is amazing. The thing is, no one could organize an event like this all on their own. But no one person had to. I'll spare the details, but in short, I found out that if I wanted to organize a competition, all I had to do was to negotiate a date and time with my local WCA delegates, and then secure and manage a venue. The delegates would worry about registration, equipment, and scoring. We communicated regularly and had a checklist, which ensured that everyone knew exactly what they needed to do. And I was amazed at how much we accomplished. Organizing this competition actually felt easy. Not because it was actually easy to do, but because I was part of a great team. Everyone was passionate about the mission and did exactly what they said they would. It was incredible, and because of my positive experience, I am 100 times more likely to want to do this again. It's something that anyone who is in a team or manages a team should keep in mind. Side note, the two WCA delegates that I worked with are actually the best. Ed Hollingdale and Nat Cito, yeah, my boys. But they weren't the only helpers on the day. I had incredibly generous people offer to manage registrations in the morning, to organize lunch orders, to set up and then pack away the hundreds of chairs and tables we had out. I honestly felt really bad seeing how much they were doing because, I mean, this wasn't their day job. They didn't owe me anything, they weren't getting paid for any of this, but they gave 100% to every task assigned to them, and even thanked me at the end of the day for the opportunity to take part. And that was the second thing I learned that day. Volunteers are amazing. There is no way on earth Northside Cube Day would have happened if not for the volunteers. And that includes the delegates who gave dozens of hours towards this one event with no pay. I think it's easy to be cynical in our workplaces because money might be the motivation behind, well, anything. But volunteers give without expecting anything in return. And it made me consider just how much our society depends on volunteers. I mean, shelters, medical and emergency services, churches, sporting coaches, conservation, the Red Cross, Red Frogs, the list goes on and on. Life as we know it would crumble without volunteers. Take home message, appreciate the volunteers in your society. And consider being one yourself, if you aren't already. Both the need and the benefits are huge. Now, I haven't forgotten that this video is about a cubing competition, so here are some shots of my daughter and I completing some solves on the day.
We're just halfway through. We're just waiting for our 3x3 solves now. I got a 16, which I'm pretty happy with. Yeah, 16. Okay, see ya, bye.
The third and final thing I learned was this. The cubing community is amazing. Speed cubers are a competitive bunch, and understandably so. I mean, we all have a single goal, and that's to solve cubes in the shortest time possible. But there's something really different about a sporting competition and a cubing competition, and it's this. Unlike most sports, the aim of almost every cuber isn't to beat the others, but to beat their previous times. It's a subtle difference, but the implications are massive. It means everyone celebrates no matter who gets first place in any event. It means we rejoice over every individual personal record, whether the person's an expert or a novice. You know how we always tell kids that it's not about coming first, but about doing your best? This is probably the first time I've seen what that actually looks like within a large group. It's an amazing community. Now, don't get me wrong, we still give out awards to those who podiumed, and many people really do care about their ranking, nationally and internationally. But you wouldn't have guessed that if you were just a spectator that day. You would have seen a bunch of people just doing their best to cube as fast as they could. It's amazing what happens to a community when people aren't just thinking about themselves. On a personal note, I'm really happy with how my daughter and I went in the comp. She completely aced me in 2x2 with a personal best of 4.5 seconds, which is crazy. I also did my very first multi-blind, solving 3 cubes blindfolded in 23 minutes, which is really long, but somehow getting a silver place because of the weird way that multi is scored. But hey, I'm not gonna turn down a medal. But finally, a huge shout out to Felix Zemdegs, Jaden McNeil, Jack Hai, Tamaya Furman, and Zesh Koka for flying into Brisbane just for this comp and igniting a whole lot of excitement amongst cubers here in Queensland. These guys are not only some of the best cubers on the planet, but are also super genuine and super friendly people, so thank you so much. So that was my experience organizing my first ever cubing comp. Will I do this again? You bet I will. And maybe I'll see you there next time. I'm here with David Pearce, Brisbane champion, basically. Yes.
Anyone can solve a cube. Anyone can really get good. It just takes time and practice. Like, you should do it for the fun.
In conclusion, shop at thecubicle.us. Yeah!
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.